Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. Before we dive into today's story, we just wanted to take a quick second to say thank you all for watching. We truly appreciate your support. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. It's totally free, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest stories. Now, with all that said, let's jump straight into the story.
The flickering gaslight cast long, dancing shadows across the worn mahogany board. A night at Whisper Grave Manor, the box proclaimed in elegant Gothic script. It was a gift from my eccentric Uncle Silas, a collector of bizarre antiques and even more bizarre stories. He'd winked conspiratorially when he handed it over, a glint in his eye that now chilled me to the bone. I Kenny am not one for board games. Sudoku maybe. Chess if pressed. But this was different. The pieces were unsettlingly realistic, miniature figures sculpted with an unnerving detail that felt almost alive. The rules were convoluted, written in a spidery script that seemed to shift and change as I read it. But curiosity, that insatiable beast, gnawed at me. The first few games were innocuous. I'd roll the dice, move my pawn, and the game would instruct me to perform a simple task: place a sugar cube on the mantelpiece. Turn the radio to 98.7 FM. Trivial, almost childish things. I dismissed them as quirks of the game, elaborate theatrics designed to enhance the overall experience. Then things started to change. The instructions became more specific, more pointed. Leave the front door unlocked for precisely 7 minutes. My heart hammered against my ribs. I felt a growing unease, a prickling sensation on the back of my neck that refused to dissipate. Logic battled with a creeping sense of dread, a feeling that something profoundly wrong was unfolding. One evening, the game instructed me to leave a single red rose on Mrs. Gable's doorstep. Mrs. Gable was our elderly neighbor, a sweet woman known for her prize-winning roses. Leaving a single, seemingly innocuous rose felt wrong. But the instruction was clear, and a strange compulsion, a force stronger than my will, propelled me to obey. The next day, Mrs. Gable was found dead, a single red rose clutched in her lifeless hand. The police deemed it a heart attack, a tragic but natural end. I, however, knew better. I knew the rose wasn't a symbol of sympathy, it was a marker, a chilling confirmation of my suspicions. The game was no longer a game. It was a puppet master, and I was its unwitting marionette. The game's demands escalated. I was ordered to switch the medication of a colleague, a seemingly insignificant act that could have devastating consequences. I replaced his blood pressure pills with aspirin, a reckless act fueled by an irresistible compulsion I couldn't explain. Luckily, he discovered the tampering before taking the pills. The police were called again, but nothing came of it. They chalked it up to a case of mistaken identity and a careless pharmacist. Fear gnawed at the edges of my sanity. Sleep offered no respite, only a relentless parade of horrifying images and the ever-present shadow of the game's malevolent influence. I tried to break free, to destroy the board, to burn it to ashes, but an unseen force resisted me, an invisible barrier that held me captive. The final instruction arrived one stormy night, the wind howling like a banshee outside my window. The game's miniature figures seemed to leer at me from their places on the board. The instruction was stark, brutal: eliminate Detective Miller. Detective Miller was the lead investigator on Mrs. Gable's case. A thorough, observant man, he'd been subtly probing into my life, his suspicions increasingly focused on me. He was close. Too close. The game dictated my movements, pushing me into an inexorable course of action. It suggested a method, a place, a time. Everything was laid out before me, a meticulously plotted roadmap to murder. The compulsion was overwhelming, a tide pulling me towards an abyss of unimaginable horror. I stood at the edge of Miller's garden, rain plastering my hair to my face. A grotesque grin stretched across my lips, a hollow parody of a smile. My hands trembled, yet moved with a chilling precision, guided by the unseen hand of the game. Just as I was about to carry out the game's horrific order, a sudden, piercing scream shattered the night. I turned to see a figure emerge from the shadows, a young woman, her face pale with fear. It was Sarah, Detective Miller's daughter. She pointed a shaking finger at me, her voice hoarse with terror. "You're playing Whisper Grave Manor, aren't you? My father talked about it. He found something, he found a way to fight back." Sarah lunged forward, grabbing the game from my hands. With a swift movement, she smashed the board, sending the miniature figures scattering across the rain-soaked earth. The compulsion, the invisible force, instantly vanished. I stared at the shattered remnants of the game, a profound sense of relief flooding through me. In the aftermath, the police investigation took a new turn. Detectives found cryptic clues left behind by Miller, a set of counter-instructions, a way to fight back against the game's influence. They discovered the game was an ancient artifact, imbued with a malevolent power. I watched as the game's remains were taken away, a sense of lingering unease still clinging to me. The experience had shattered my sense of self, leaving behind an echo of the horror I almost committed. I was lucky to escape Whisper Grave Manor's grasp, a testament to Sarah's bravery and her father's foresight. But the chilling memory of the game's influence, its insidious power to corrupt the mind and twist the will forever haunt me. I'll never look at a board game the same way again.
Ready for spine-chilling tales that will haunt your thoughts? Subscribe to Forgotten Storyteller for eerie narrations, unsettling mysteries, and haunting stories you won't forget. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a story, because some stories refuse to stay buried. Join us, if you dare.